Hello and welcome to Andy's Shed Late. This is episode 5 for Wednesday, the 29th of September 2021. Hello everybody, welcome to the show this Wednesday evening. It's just hang on. Andy's Shed Late. This is episode 5 for Wednesday, the 29th of September 2021. I'm getting Howl round. Just let me hello everybody, welcome to see if I can sort that out. I think I've sorted it. Yep, there we are. There we go. I've sorted me howl round out. Hello to everybody who is in the chat. I'm just getting myself plugged in so I can actually see the chat all of the time. Can't see it at the moment though. Christopher 2000 here. Penfolds here. Gambo is here. Jimmy is here. Crikey, everybody's here tonight. Right, just got to try and make this work. Google, YouTube. I have to try and make this work on my phone, you see, now, so I can see the chat. Channel. Right, there we go. Now it says I'm live. Must be true then. Right. There we go. It's serving me an advert. Video will play after ad. See, I get them as well. I have to endure the adverts as well. Cool. I think we're on. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Right, we're on. We're up and running. There's some delay on this though tonight. Let me just see how much delay there is on it. If I do that, let's see when that actually happens on the thing. About 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, about 22 seconds of delay on the stream there. Right, get that silly top chat off and stick it onto live chat. Do the same if you are out there. Right, what is everybody saying? Gambo says, I just realised the time, you nearly missed the show. Yes, so did I, Gambo. Christopher says he's got a new Ericsson N1900 E240 and a GPO 746L from 1969. Gambo says he's received 3 of the 5 phones that he won on Saturday and Sunday on eBay. A green 706 Ericsson with a black button near the finger stop, and 2 black 332 Bakelite telephones, and got another 2 arriving as well. Yeah, 300 series seem to be going quite cheap at the moment. Right, just have a look. Right, there we are. Right, so yes, Gambo has got himself a very interesting green telephone that we might be able to show you a photo of by the magic of the technology here. If I can drag up my emails again, but yeah, hopefully I can show you a photo of what he's got. Right, let me see if I can get this up on the up on the stream. It looks like it might be possible. Right. Okay. Right, so this is what has arrived with Gambo, basically. Can I do it? There we go. That's what he's got. What's come this week, and I had a little look at these pictures earlier when he sent them to me, but I've not really had a very close look at them. Supplied by Modern Telephones. Now, who is Modern Telephones? I've not heard of Modern Telephones, I don't think. Your modern phone number is. So that's an interesting dial label for a start. I don't know much about that. Now, Gambo thinks this is a Ericsson phone. I'm not so sure. So we'll have a little look at this. He thinks it's an Ericsson. It's got this weird little black button thing at the bottom corner, and he's thinking it's an Ericsson, probably because of the numbered surround there. But if we have a look at some other photos of it, it's got a grebe cord on it, what they call a grebe cord. This is very unusual, and I'm wondering if somebody's put that on, if that was a switchboard cord that somebody has later fitted. It's just a bit strange, that. Underneath, there's absolutely no markings on it at all. Now, except for, and I don't know if you can see this, can you see my cursor, my arrow cursor? Look there. There is something written there, and I can't make it out what it is. But I know what it's not. It's not an N something stamped into the bottom. So I don't think this is an Ericsson phone. I think this is from somebody else. Because if it was an Ericsson, it would have N1900 and then a code after that, like E244 or E240 or A99DP or something like that, actually kind of stamped into the plastic, generally, in Ericsson's, and this hasn't got it. So I don't think this is an Ericsson phone from what I'm seeing here so far. Now when you look at the top end of the handset there, it looks a bit odd as well in the middle there, and the reason it looks odd is because it's got an oddball receiver element in it. And that has got an N number on it. Now, Ericsson, as well as their phones beginning with N numbers, also all the parts had an N number at Ericsson. So, I'm thinking that with it having N7204A1, I'm thinking that probably is an Ericsson part, but I don't know for certain. It's certainly not quite standard GPO part, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but that phone is well weird, I would say. I think you're going to have to take the top off it, Gembo, and have a look inside, because it's a very strange unit. Another thing about it, it's got a plastic handle on it. Now that looks like that was probably fitted later, because it's not discoloured in the same way the phone is. So that's probably a bit of a red herring, that plastic handle. But Ericsson N1900s, if they had a handle, it was often chrome. So I've got no idea what that is, but I don't think it's an Ericsson. Anybody else got any other ideas? Dominic said it's interesting. His guess is that it's a late 706 clone. Maybe even after the official end of 706 production, says Dominic, to use up parts. The plastic base wouldn't be compatible with the 746 range, for example. That is a very good point. It could well be. So, yeah. Yes, I don't really know what that is, to be honest with you. It's a bit of an oddity. So, yeah. Very strange. Not entirely sure what that one is. Somebody else who's got an Ericsson phone at the moment is Christopher as well. He's got this one. This is an N1900 E240 apparently, with a dial 12 on it. Looks in quite good condition as well, that one. Not too suntanned. It looks like it might have got a little bit of a suntan, but not too much of one. There it is without the case on. All looking fairly normal, and you'll see that it's got all the resistors wired in instead of the regulator there. A classic thing that Ericsson did. And in the final photo that you can see, I'm hoping you can see this on the screen. Just let me. Yes, you can. You can see there the Ericsson N number stamped into the bottom of that. So that's an Ericsson one, and it's also a tropicalized one because below that end number is the mesh to stop creepy crawlies going through the holes in the bottom of the phone. And again, that's a common thing on Ericsson N1900s. So that one of Christopher's is definitely an Ericsson. That one of Gambo's I'm not so sure about. So yeah. Not entirely sure what's what there. Gambo says, I've opened the green phone up and took more pics. I'll send them to you in another email, he says. Excellent, yeah. Send me some more photos, Gambo. We'll try and figure it out. It is a 706 clone, but I just don't think it's an Ericsson one. I think it's one from somebody else. Who it's from, I don't know, because it's got absolutely no markings on the base, has it? And normally they have something on the base, so it's an interesting one, that. Yeah, I don't quite know what to say about it, really. It's unusual, shall we say. So we'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, it's odd. It's very, very odd. And while we're doing photos and things, Christopher's got a 746L from 1968 here. If I can press the right button, I can show you it. There you go. Nice black one from 1968, 746L. Yeah, it is what it is, basically, isn't it? It's quite a nice thing, that. And there it is, AEG 68 746L. You see there the markings that are strangely absent from Gambo's phone. So yeah, interesting and unusual, I would say. Yeah, if you've got any photos or anything you would like to send us, then of course remember that you can. You can send them to me by email. If you don't know the email address, the way to get in touch initially is to go onto the website andyshed.coldpress.net and fill in the contact us form on there, and then I'll email you back with an email where you can actually send photos to, because you can't send photos on the contact us form. The reason we do it that way is so I don't have to say the email on here, and hence I try not to get spammed quite so much as I would if I did mention the email address on here. So that's the way to do it. andyshed.coldpress.net is the place to go to do that. And also, of course, while I'm on the subject, if you like what you see here, why not consider joining us on Patreon and becoming a patron of the channel for just £1 a month or the equivalent thereof. You can do it at patreon.com/AndysShed. And if all this telephone talk isn't enough for you and you want to carry on through the week when we're not on air, you can go to our bright shiny new forum. gpotelephones.proboards.com is the place to go there. It's getting quite well populated now, the forum, thanks to everybody who's taken part in it already. And there's quite a few people go on there, visitors shall we say, who just seem to read it but don't actually post anything on it. So there is quite a bit of footfall on there, so thanks to everybody for making that take off in the way that it has. Right, okie dokie, what's everybody saying in the chat? Christopher says, I do have a 1969 GPO746L phone and I sent a photo to you. That was it that I just showed, wasn't it? Wasn't that it? Yeah, that was it. I'm sure it was. Right. Okay. Right. Today, we're going to make a quick start. We're not going to be on for a massive amount of time tonight, but we are going to make a quick start on this that we got the other day. This, for those of you who didn't see it a couple of weeks ago, is a weatherproof telephone. If I open that like that, you'll see there's a phone in there. But it is rather like Arkwright's till in that when you let this go, it does that. So I thought it'd be quite interesting to take a look inside of this. Now, the problem with having a look inside of this is that these things on the back are a strange kind of star arrangement, a bit like a Torx bit, but sticking out instead of being indented. But I have discovered that with the use of a pair of pliers, they will turn. They're not actually, or at least some of them will turn. They're not actually in that that hard. So I'll try and get these out. So we can see what's in the back of here, because I'm interested to know. Right. That one's loose. That one's loose because I loosened it earlier. That's how I know the pliers work. That one is also coming loose, because I ain't got anything to get these out. It would need a very fancy type of socket by the looks of it to get it out, and I just ain't got it. So we're going to get these out, and I'll probably eventually replace them with normal machine screws, because these are rusty anyways. Christopher says, no, that's the black 1968 746L one I've got, but I have a two-tone grey 746 from 1968. I sent a photo of the grey one. Did you? I've kind of lost track, Christopher, to be honest, at the minute. There's so many photos landing at the moment, from various places actually, that I can never quite remember what I've seen or what I haven't. But for some reason at the minute everybody seems to be buying 746s. I don't know what it is at the moment, but everybody seems to be buying 746Ls at the minute. We seem to have set some kind of trend for 764Ls. I think it's because they're a bit unusual. I think that's why everybody's after them at the moment. And why not? Dominic says, the dust covers, if they're even on eBay, seem to be very expensive. I just cover mine with an old sheet as a dust cover. A dust cover for what? Oh, a reel-to-reel. Yeah, it's a great reel-to-reel donate. Just a shame I've not got the dust cover. For a reel-to-reel tape recorder. You know something? I haven't got a well, I have got a reel-to-reel tape recorder, but it's only a very small one. That a friend of mine who runs an auctions, it turned up in his auction a few years back. So I put in a silly bid and won it because nobody wanted it. But it's only a little one, it only takes little tapes. Right, I think we might have got somewhere with this. I think we might be released. I can take these out. Does this plate come off? It does indeed. Oh my god. What on earth do you need all that inside a telephone for? Are you really sure you want to look inside this? Don't think you do, really. Don't think you do. Are you ready? Why, oh why, do you need silicon chips inside a telephone? I have no idea. I assume this thing on the lid here, this thing, is some sort of ringer. I will assume. But now, in here, as you can see, we've got a circuit board with all kinds of mega tiny components on it, and again we've got all these stupid screws holding it in. Does it give any clues though as to what's what? You know, it doesn't really. It doesn't give any clues at all. Got some tiny surface mount components, little resistors and things here. I hate these because I can hardly see them, let alone work on them. So yeah, so this must be a relatively modern phone because of the size of those components, or lack of size of those components, should I say. And there's a rubber seal on the back door here that's not that great, on the lid rather, not door, lid. So I think I'm going to put that back on because it didn't really tell me much, did it? So we'll just stick these screws back in, sort of finger tight for now, because it told me absolutely nothing, the inside of this. These screws aren't very nice, by the way. They're sort of self-tappers. You know, you can't put a machine screw in, because a machine screw, it's not a machine screw type thread, it's just like a self-tapper. So, not the best screws I've ever encountered in something. So you can tell it's a modern phone because it's not brilliantly built, even though it's all metal. So you think, oh yeah, it's going to be, or nearly all metal. So you think, oh yeah, it's going to be good quality. It's nearly all metal. That actually, it's not that most brilliant thing ever. Not by a long way. people saying in the chat. Gambo says, when I bought the reel-to-reel, it was supposed to have it, so when it arrived I was disappointed that it was missing, so I got a partial refund. One thing was the seller was a charity. Yeah, you have to watch the charities when you buy stuff from the charities and that, you know, because they probably don't know where it came from, they probably don't know anything about the thing really. Charities selling stuff on eBay, I never really think it's a very good idea. There is a charity near me that runs a hospice, Ashgate Hospice in Chesterfield, and I bought something off of them once on eBay. It was a vintage sewing machine. Well, actually it was a number of vintage sewing machines. I think there were about 4 in a lot, and there was an address in Chesterfield to go and pick it up, which I did, and it was a huge warehouse. And I got talking to the chap there, and he said, if we get donated anything unusual or interesting, it doesn't go into our charity shops. We have a team here who put it all on eBay. And my immediate thought to that was, well, that means I don't have to go into your charity shops anymore, because I know I'll never find anything interesting on there if you put it all on eBay. So consequently, I now never go into an Ashgate Hospice charity shop, because I know they put all the interesting stuff on eBay, so it's pointless going in the shops. So in that respect, have they not shot themselves in the foot in that people are not going to go in their shops anymore? Right, so what have we got in the front of this thing? If I open it up, we've got a load of connections down here, but they don't really tell you much of anything. Two of them are jumpered together, but is there anything written on it? I mean, the whole thing is so filthy, to be honest with you, that it's hard to tell. But I can't see anything written. And there's also 2 dip switches in here, so I've no idea what they do. So if anybody's got one of these telephones, there's 2 dip switches here, and then a load of connectors across there. Please let me know what I should be connecting where, because I've got absolutely no idea. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 connectors in here, none of which are for the handset, because that goes elsewhere. It's really, really manky, this phone is. It is so manky. Interesting. Not really sure where to start with that. For wiring it up, the connectors seem to be yeah, no clue as to what's where on them. No clue at all. So I think discretion is the better part of valour with this one, so I think we'll shut it up and do some more research on that. hopefully we might find out a bit more about it. Right. Jimmy says, a little village near where I live, they had a strange yellow public phone. It was on a single stand. It was subject to the open air. Yeah. I'm thinking about that. Did BT have like yellow phone kiosky things for a while in certain places? I'm just trying to remember if that happened or not, or if I've imagined it. But I think BT did have some little yellow phone kiosk things, just like a shroud over the phone, very American in style. I think they did have some of those for a while. Dominic says, I bought a Technics linear tracking turntable from the BHF eBay just before Techmoan did a video on it and bumped up the price. Yeah, you know, when Techmoan does a video on something, it's bad news because it gets a lot more expensive. Gambo says, Ivory 746. I've sold 2 this week. I'm working on 2 Ivory 706. 1 badly faded on one side of it, and 1 ivory and 2 grey 741s. Just received 2 232s today, got 2 332Ls on the way, plus the green 706 clone. And Christopher says, I meant to say I had a 1969 grey GPO 746L phone, not a grey 1968 one. Dominic says they did have yellow and black kiosks, I think. There's a video on YouTube about them. Is there? Oh. Right. I can't even pick this up. It's just so ridiculously heavy. I wonder if this was an AA one or a motorway phone or something, because there was something stuck on it here, look. A label stuck on it here. And I wonder if this was a motorway phone or something like that. Probably one that somebody pinched off the motorway. Alright. We'll stick it back down there. Ugh. It leaves a mess on the desk every time you move it, that does. Christopher says it looks like a railway phone used at level crossings. That phone that you have. It could be. Railway phones here tend to be the ones that have like a 700 series handset in them, with a silver body to the case and a blue front with a silver picture of a phone on it. They tend to be used at level crossings in this country, I think. But that may be a more modern version of it. Certainly a modern phone, because all those surface mount electronic components in it. I mean, you just don't have surface mount stuff like that in something that's got any age to it. So that's a very modern phone. Talking of modern phones, another relatively modern phone I've got that I've dug out. It's been here a few weeks, but I've just dug it out to start getting round to it. Is this from BT? Apparently this is a Digitel 2000. and it's made by Standard Telephones and Cables PLC. Standard Electronic Kirk AS, Denmark. Supplied to British Telecom by Standard Telephones and Cables PLC. It would be brilliant if it worked, which it doesn't. I have tried it, and there is a very, very, very faint dial tone on it, but it is so faint it's unbelievable. So this is one to try for the future. It really is a bit modern for me, except for the fact that what I rather like about it is it has got British Telecom, which of course now is quite historic, actually branded on it, and it's got volume control. Now I don't know if this is an amplified handset or if it's just a volume up to normal volume and then down from there. So I don't know if this is one for the hard of hearing or not. Well, it's certainly there, and you may notice it's got the extra column of buttons on the keypad, which military phones tended to have on, actually, but not necessarily others. So yeah, it's very interesting. Shame it doesn't work. We might have to see if we can get it working at some stage. How you would get it working though, I'm not really sure. I'm not even sure how you get it apart, to be honest with you. There's a few screws in the back. It's one we'll have a look at another day, I think, that one. When I'm feeling a little more awake, perhaps, and know what I'm doing. Cool. Right, what are folks saying in the chat? Dominic says, is it belt driven? Like a TC377. Mine had its belt snapped, but sadly all the screws to get to the belts are stripped, so you can't get to the belts. Jimmy says, talking about reel-to-reel tapes, when I used to do hospital radio years ago, I interviewed Louise. Found the reel-to-reel tape the other day. Louise, as in Louise, pop star Louise. Louise Nerding, I wanted to say. Was it Louise Nerding? Yes, it was Louise Nerding, wasn't it? You interviewed Louise. Crikey. That's quite a famous person there to be interviewing there. Well, Spraker has joined us as well. It says the yellow GPO telephones were booth number 7A. It says they were mounted in a metal shroud atop a pole open to the elements. Oh, Michael T's with us as well. He says, hi Andy. Not chatting much, though never miss a stream. Enjoy the CNET connection you provided. Keep up the good work. Oh, and he sent a super chat. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Excellent. Glad you're enjoying CNET out there. CNET is still up and running here. The server is on the windowsill, sort of whirring away. Well, actually, I say whirring away. It's very quiet, this server, because it's on a thin client, so there's no moving parts inside it. No, no spinning fans or anything like that. So it just sits there silently, and there's one little green LED on it, and every time I walk past it, I have to make sure that one little green LED is on, so I know that CNET is still working. But I'm pretty sure it is. I'm sure somebody would have told me if it wasn't. Christopher would have told me if it wasn't, wouldn't you, Christopher? Because I know he uses it quite a lot. So yeah, it's brilliant. We like CNET. I need to do some work on it. I need to get some of my numbers back up on it, and some of the things that I had on the system that came off when it broke down, when the server failed a few months ago. A lot of the recordings and that I had on numbers on there came off, and I've got to put them all back on again. But it's quite involved to do, and because I don't do it every day, I forget how to do it, so I have to go through and look it all up how to do it, and oh dear. But yeah, CNET is a brilliant thing for anybody who's not got it or doesn't know how it works. Basically, what CNET is it is a telephone network that works through the internet. So imagine how your email works through the internet. Email is like Royal Mail, is like sending a letter but doing it through the internet. CNET is a similar thing to making a phone call but doing it through the internet. So you plug your phone into a little box of tricks called an ATA, an analog terminal adapter, and your ATA then goes out via your internet connection, and it talks to my server that is sat here on the windowsill here behind all the chat writing, so you can't really see it. And then my server here acts as a telephone exchange, and asks your ATA, who do you want to talk to? And the ATA says to it, I want to connect to Joe Blogs. So then the thing on my windowsill here says, right, connecting you now, and then that connects you to Joe Blogs' ATA. So it works just like a normal telephone exchange. This thing on the windowsill, this server, is basically a telephone exchange. And if Joe Blogs' ATA is on somebody else's CNET server, then my CNET server, instead of talking direct to Joe Blogs' ATA, talks to Joe Blogs' CNET server, i.e. the exchange that Joe Blogs is on, and then that talks to his ATA. So it relays through the thing. So it's a totally decentralized system, and it works just like the old-fashioned telephone network did, indeed like the modern telephone network does. And the beauty of it is there's lots of old equipment on it, and some people have got old PAX exchangers on it, so when you dial a number on their CNET, it actually connects to an ATA, then connects to an old PAX or something that they've got clicking and wearing away in the garage or somewhere, so you actually go through a mechanical exchange. So it's really good, CNET. Anybody that's not got it, I recommend it. It's brilliant. Christopher said I've got my new N1900E240 phone on the CNET. Excellent. He says, I sent a photo showing the level crossing phone in an email to you. Thanks, Christopher. I'll have a look for that in a bit. Right. I've caught up. Marvellous. Always nice to catch up. Everything. Yeah. Brilliant stuff. So, yeah, it's nice to see that people are watching and that as well. We've got as many people on here tonight actually as we had on Sunday. It was very quiet on Sunday for some reason. Only about half the number of views that we normally get for a stream last Sunday, and I don't know why. I don't know if YouTube had a bit of an off day and didn't report off the viewers or something, because that happens occasionally. YouTube's going to be having an off day soon. It's bringing in two-step verification, so that every time you log into YouTube, you've got to have your blooming mobile phone with you as well. That's coming soon. Who thinks that is a really, really stupid idea? You know, I absolutely hate two-stage verification. I hate it with a passion. Who's with me? You know, you go to all the trouble of remembering a password, a username and a password for something, and now all of a sudden that's not enough. You've then got to wait to receive an email or a text message or a phone call with some other ridiculous convoluted coding that you've then got to type into your computer before you can do the 15-second job that you wanted to do. It really, really, really annoys me, and that's why I'm not enabling YouTube two-step verification until I absolutely have to. And when that moment comes when I absolutely have to, that might be the moment that I go to a different platform, like library or something, rather than YouTube. Dominic says he agrees, he doesn't like being tied to a mobile phone. I don't like being tied to a mobile phone, I just hate two-step verification. I've already put in a username and a password. If I'm so stupid that I've given somebody else my password, then I'm an idiot. I deserve to be hacked. Penfold says two-stage verification is not going to work when I'm offshore. I've got no idea, Penfold. I've got no idea how the hell it's going to work, to be honest with you. It's just such a stupid, stupid thing. It really is. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Dominic says, I've better head off to bed now. Night all, and have a good rest of tweak. He's talking Derbyshire there, tweak. It means the week. Night, Dominic. We'll see you on Sunday, all being well, when we will be back, of course, with Andy Shed Live around about 6 o'clock on Sunday night. If we're a little bit late, don't be surprised though, because I'm where am I going on Sunday? I'm at Crawford Mill near Matlock on Sunday with a stationary engine. Christopher says, my new GPO 746L phone I got has not yellowed, it's still grey. You're very lucky, because normally the grey ones go brown. So you're very lucky to get one that's not yellowed. It may be that it never got used. It may be that it spent its life in a cupboard or in a cardboard box or something somewhere. It's a strange thing. They either seem to go very brown or they don't go brown at all. I'm never quite sure why it is that. But similarly, the ivory ones that yellow, they either go very yellow or they stay like the day they were built. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Very strange. Don't know how it works. But it's cool. Because when some of them yellow, they go a nice colour. I quite like what happens to the Concord blue ones when they discolour, because they go a very nice sort of dark green colour, and it, provided they do it all over and don't do it on one side or something, provided whoever sat them in the sunlight years ago has turned them round occasionally, so you get it all round. I don't dislike the bottle green, but the Concord blue ones go. You always find them on eBay listed as green, listed as dark green, and they're not. Like you find the grey ones listed as brown, listed as two-tone brown, and they're not, they're grey. Christopher says, can I call you on CNET to test my new phone? Do it tomorrow, Christopher, if you will please. Not tonight, because I'm not plugged into CNET fully tonight, because I need the bandwidth for the stream. So yeah, do it tomorrow evening or something. Because at the minute I need the bandwidth for the stream, so I don't have the ATAs at this end plugged in. Right, okie dokie. I think that is more or less it. It just remains for me to say thanks to everybody for watching once again on this Wednesday evening. We are taking a break from Wednesday evenings next week. We're taking a week off next week from the Wednesday evening thing. So we're back hopefully on a Wednesday evening in a couple of weeks' time. But we are not taking a break on Sunday. We will be back on Sunday around about 6 o'clock for Andy's Shed Live. And remember, in the meantime, if you want to keep talking about telephones or anything else for that matter, then you can go to our bright shiny new forum. gpotelephones.proboards.com is the place to go to find the forum, and you can log into that. Lots of people putting up photos and stuff on there, so why not start a thread on there and ask some questions and get some answers, and show us what you're working on and all that kind of thing. I pop in there occasionally throughout the week, as do lots of the others that you regularly see on this show. And also remember, you can join us as a patron as well to get access to extra stuff on the Patreon blog. It's patreon.com/Andy's Shed. And the website again, if you need to contact us via the website, andyshed.coldpress.net. Right, that is about it. I think we're about there. Just checking that I've answered everything, all the questions and that in the chat, because I go back. If I watch a bit of this back, I will guarantee I will see in the chat something that I've missed tonight. So if I have missed anything, I apologise. Right, that is about as far as we go for now. As I say, we will be back on Sunday around about 6 p.m. Might be a little bit later. It depends what it's like me rushing back from Cromford Meadows. But we're not on next Wednesday. Not next Wednesday, but we are on Sunday. Okay? And then after that, who knows? Who knows? We don't plan that far in advance. Is there anything else coming? There's not much of anything else scheduled to arrive at the moment. Oh, there's something scheduled to arrive. Some connectors for the U-matic videos that hopefully will enable us to get pictures out of the U-matic videos. Of the 5 Sony U-matic machines that arrived the other day, I have got 2 mechanically working, but I've not had them plugged into a TV yet to find out if they've got any output. But mechanically, at least 2 of them are working. One of them is not working. It needs a new capacitor in its power supply, and the other 2 I've not tried yet. So there's 2 working, 2 not tried, one not working so far, so it's not a bad success rate, that. So hopefully quite soon we might be able to show you a working U-matic video machine for all you tape people out there. Right, that really is as far as we go. Thanks for watching, and we will be back with you, all being well, on Sunday around about 6 o'clock for another Andy's Shed Live. From me, for now, ta-ra.